Hello, Mark Larsen here for the Dreamcatcher podcast. Thanks for joining us. Today, my guest is Nishta Lamsal.
Hey, you got it.
Finally, after about how many times?
I don't know.
So Nishta, actually, we just relatively recently met.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in Kearney, Nebraska at Penny Coffee Roasters in
Yummy.
downtown, and it is very good. And I'm very thankful and gracious that they're letting us use this space to record this podcast. So, Nishta, a little bit of background. We're in Kearney, but are you from Kearney originally?
No, I'm actually from Nepal. I'm South Asian. My
Okay.
mom and dad are from Nepal. I was born in Nepal, and I lived my life in Nepal.
Okay.
I love Nepal.
So do you go back and visit?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I really do. Like every year. It's kind of sucks that my family is so far away, but honestly, I love Kearney. I feel like this has become my second home over the course of time. I know I just came here for school, but I think Kearney is best. Like, it's really best.
It is not. It's pretty nice.
You meet a lot of people, and a lot of people want to know. And another thing is, because I say I'm from Nepal, they're like, where is it? I'm like, it's
really, they don't know?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I'm like, well, it's between India and China. It's a little small country.
Okay.
And they go, oh, the one with the Mount Everest. And I'm like, yeah, with the Mount Everest. And the stereotype of people, like, it's so cute. They're like, well, you open the window and you see Mount Everest, right?
Like, oh, like that. Yeah.
No, you don't see Mount Everest I don't see Mount Everest when I open the door. Yeah. Like, it's funny.
Well, that would be like, being in Nebraska and seeing the stuff that's on the West Coast, everybody's just like, no.
It's so flat,
Yeah. So what is the terrain like in Nepal? I mean, we know it has mountains, obviously, but is there plains like Nebraska?
Yes.
Really?
So it's like a very tropical place.
Okay.
It's a very cold place, and it's a very hot place. So
really,
it starts with the mountain region. It's called the Himalayan region, and it's where all the mountains are. It's where the cold stuff are. That's where it snows.
Okay.
And then you go down. That's where the valleys and hills are, and it's the most tropical because it's literally in between mountain. And then when you go down, the plain.
Nice.
So flat. And then the plain region is called Tarai region, which is a little bit closer to India.
Okay.
And that's very hot. And that is very, very hot in the summer. And so you would imagine the hilly region to be tropical. Because it's literally in between the cold and the hot.
Interesting. So what part do you live in?
I lived in Kathmandu, the capital city.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay. In the hilly region, it falls under a valley. So. Okay.
So if I were, which I will one day go visit.
Hey, you should.
So how? That probably takes a long time to get there, doesn't it?
When I travel, so I've done it twice.
Okay.
So first time I didn't really know, so I went from Omaha.
Okay.
Very, very wrong decision.
Was it? Okay. Live and learn.
Because I had to go to Chicago, stay in Chicago airport for like 9 hours for no reason.
Long layover.
Yes. And then I went from Chicago to Doha, which was 14 hours.
Okay.
Stayed in Doha for 2 hours, and then again 6 more hours to Nepal.
Wow.
Yes. But for the second time, I was a little smart, and I was like, well, I can just go around, have fun in Chicago the day before my flight.
Right, yeah.
And I don't have to go through all of that, bag double checking, because you have to do the double security, because I just went from Omaha to Chicago.
Oh, yes.
So I just went to Chicago, and I didn't have to have a layover, which was perfect.
Yeah.
So from Chicago to Doha again, 14 hours, but my layover in Doha was 11 hours.
11-hour layover? Oh my gosh.
I didn't really mind it because Doha is a really beautiful place, and their airport is so amazing. And they have known to be one of the best airports in the world.
Really?
Yes.
Good
so
to know.
You should definitely.
I love travel. Cheryl and I both. My wife and I both love traveling.
If you ever go somewhere and you can have Doha as your transit for a little bit, definitely go for it. They're very, very. They have I got the lounge access for the second one.
Okay.
So comfortable.
Awesome.
So nice. And then again 6 hours to.
So would Cheryl and I have problems? I mean, what is the language? Is it English?
Nepali.
So what is that like? Is that like any language? Like, would we have problems communicating?
feel like you wouldn't understand anything I
Okay. Because I know
podcastमा आएको छु कति रमाइलो भइरहेको छ है
kind of sounds like Spanish to me. Yeah, that was one thing when we went to Italy a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It was like everybody pretty much knew Italian, but they knew English too. So probably not the case there.
No, most of the people know English.
Okay.
Because we have English medium schools.
Oh, really?
And we also have schools that only like specifically have Nepali too. It's governmental schools.
Okay.
But most of the schools are English medium.
Really?
We have international schools too that people go to.
Nice.
We have a lot of tourists that come and study.
I bet.
There.
Yeah.
So we do like speak English, but it just is very like not so common. But if you have a tourist and stuff going on, like you'll not have a problem communicating with everybody. Yeah, there are some to extent that people are still like learning and they don't know English, and there is 126 languages in Nepal itself.
Oh my gosh!
It's a small country. So,
wow, that's a lot of languages.
Yeah, so there's so many different cultures, so many different traditions. So
I love that though.
Mm-hmm.
That is so many. I mean,
you should definitely go to Nepal. I'm telling you, like, I will take you if you want.
Yeah,
you and
that
your
would
wife.
be that. Yeah, and that's even better when somebody that knows the area, because that is, you get a whole different. Yes. I might have to take you up on that sometime.
I know. I'm telling you.
Okay.
And when every year I go, we can just go all together. I'll have a travel buddies. I love your wife, so.
I wish she will be very happy to hear that. She loves probably traveling more than I do. So, so you go back every year then?
Yes, I try every year. Sometimes my dad comes in the state. My sister, but it just depends. You know, they just didn't want to stay here. They just wanted to go back to Nepal, which I respect.
Yeah,
it's so much easier for my dad to stay there, you know, than here. He can have more stuff there.
I could see that too.
Because
are you from a big family?
No, I'm from a really small family.
Okay. So just one sibling?
Yes.
Okay. That's cool. It's kind of like me. I have my sister.
Yeah.
So that's neat. So you got to Kearney. What'd you go to school at?
I'm going for health science with pre-public health.
Okay.
So I want to go more in global health and infectious disease.
Oh, yes. That I can't even imagine what that would, the way the world is anymore. So you're still in school?
I am still.
How far until you graduate?
Like a year.
Okay, you're not too far away.
I'm not too far away.
So will you go into further schooling?
Yes, to UNMC for global health and infectious disease. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully UNMC, but I'm debating if I really want to move out of Kearney. Mm-hmm. Like, honestly, let's just ask your audience at this point. It's like, should I move out of Kearney and actually, do something, because I'm of an age where I'm very young. So I can get to travel and see it.
Yeah, it's time to do it.
Stay in Kearney, because UNMC is not a bad school.
No, true.
And I'm just debating, if I want to stay in Kearney, then I will always be just in the same zone, in the same area, with the same people, and I will never ever be able to explore. But then again, it's not bad, because I'm actually going to school here and I'm actually doing stuff, and it's so much easier because I'm going in medical field, so it's going to be so difficult. So it's honestly nice to have a place where I don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. But again, in my second mind, I'm like, hey, but I'm really young. I also want to travel. I also want to explore. I also want to see my options.
Time to do it, yes.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it does make it so many options, that's for sure. So when you get done with your schooling, where would you like to be located? Do you have
Hawaii.
Wow, me too. I'm with you.
I'm not even kidding. I know it's expensive, and I know there's so much stuff, but I feel like I look more native in that place.
I think Hawaii would be an awesome place to locate.
I would literally fit in there. I love the ocean. I want to live the Moana life.
I'm with you. I love the ocean. And everybody's like, why are you in Nebraska? It's like,
that's so true.
I can go visit.
Nebraska has something. You can't, once you come to Nebraska, you can never come out of Nebraska.
Yeah. Well, it is. And it's interesting that so many people dismiss Nebraska. It's like, well, you got cows and corn, which there are that, but there's so much more.
There's so much more. And I think for Nebraska, it's the people. I have to give it to you. It's the people, because I personally have known so many people that studied here, did their stuff, and they did not like other state and came back to Kearney.
Really?
Because it's just you have that comfort in Kearney. Like me, someone who's not born here, you know, I came from a different place.
Right.
And there's so many people like me who came from a different place too.
Yes.
And for us, Kearney has just been really, really nice.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, of course, there are some stereotypical stuff that I hear sometimes.
Right.
But then it's everywhere.
It is.
You know, but like you, I met you, and now we're having a podcast.
Yes.
And like, you know, there's so many people that you can just like talk to, and it's something that a lot of people miss out in bigger cities because
I would agree.
People don't care. Like they're so busy fighting for their own lives that you don't even have time to like meet with your people, like your family. It's
people
bad.
are just in their kind of their hamster wheel kind of when they get started with that. And I like visiting cities, but I don't ever want to live in one.
I would never want to live in the cities either because I'm like, oh my God, I can't imagine putting myself, like if I have a lot of money then maybe, but I can't imagine putting myself through that traffic, that noise,
every day,
pollution.
Yes, I'm with you. My brother-in-law lives in Denver, and just sitting in traffic, you know, going to work and stuff, and talking about friendly. I was actually at the Y over in Hastings, and I was in the steam room, and we were talking to this guy and this gal I did not know. I just moved from San Francisco. And he says, well, I hear people say that, you know, we're really friendly here. And she's like, you are. She said, compared to San Francisco, you are. It's like, okay, I guess we are. So,
I guess we are. We just talk like it's nothing, but thanks for saying that.
I just thought that was interesting. So things you do behind me, I mean, you're wearing some of your jewelry. And I got to ask, you showed us some the other day. How did you ever get started doing something like that?
Okay. It's a really cute story.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. So me and my best friend, I swear to God, I need to give her the credits. Like, she is the most amazing human being I know. Okay, I love her so much. Her name's Prakriti. So Prakriti in Nepali means nature.
Oh, like it.
You know, she is a nature girl. She has all like the garden stuff, you know. So we were best friends back in like 2019. And then it was COVID and I was in Nepal. And we were like, hey, we should start a business. Like, let's make the most out of this COVID thing.
Exactly,
We're like, what are we doing?
Right.
You know, and then I was like, hey, let's make plushies. Like, you know, those stuffed animals. Yeah. And then we did all of our research and we saw where the fabrics are from. And then, you know, Prakriti, very creative. Me, very talkative. Okay. So it's like, you do the creative stuff. I'll do the marketing.
Win-win there,
Win-win. Like, this is a perfect partnership.
Yep.
And we were like, yeah. So while we were researching for plushies, she out of nowhere was like, hey, why not we do jewelry? And I was like, that's a really good idea. You know, and we never thought of like making our like own singular like pieces because we were like, we're just gonna buy from like the whole
I see what you mean. Yeah.
You know? And then we're just going to sell it. Okay. So at first, no clue what we were doing.
I could see that. I wouldn't either.
If you see the first pieces that me and Prakriti created, you're going to be like, you sold that? We even like look at each other. And the first ever money that we made was $8. And we were happy.
I bet you were.
We were on the class. We were like, oh my God, Prakriti, we made like $8. Can you believe that? Like $8.
Yes.
We invested 2, made 8. Like, we're business women. Like, we are going to Shark Tank. Like, what are you talking about?
I love it.
You know? So we were on it. And then we absolutely fell in love with doing jewelry. And then we started like, hey, we should start making our own. We noticed that a lot of jewelries, they tarnish. And people pay a lot of money for a really good looking jewelry.
Right, exactly,
you know?
Yes.
And we started feeling that, I mean, we were selling really, really cheap products. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, it was one point where we were hitting like almost 1,000 every single single sales. Like, we were doing so much good because it just blew up. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit of TikTok famous that time.
Very awesome.
And it kind of helped because I'm like, hey guys, so I'm wearing this jewelry from Wabi Sabi, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and buy from Wabi Sabi. And it actually worked. I'm not gonna lie. And my sister too was doing TikTok, so like I was a little bit TikTok famous. Okay. And then we did that, and I absolutely fell in love with doing jewelry. She fell in love with doing jewelry. And her and I like made a pact that we're never ever gonna get a job later in life. We're going to do a business. And I was like, yes, we are. And then we worked on it. And then, like I said, we started noticing that our jewelry might be cheap, very, very cheap, but not a really good quality because we were relying on other parties to give us the jewelry.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay.
We were like, we can't do this. Like, we cannot do this to our customers. And I know, like, from a business standpoint, you just have to worry about money. But for me and Prakriti, we want to make difference in somebody's life. Like, we want people to look at our products and be like, oh my goodness, like, I purchased this, because that's a hard-earned money that they put in our product. You know, that's their hard-earned money. Like, they worked hard to get that product. Like, why sell them something so cheap and so bad? So that's when we stopped for a little bit. We did more research, because me and Prakriti at this point, like, we're in this boat. There's no going out. We're like, we're doing this. We're doing the jewelry. Like, now we're gonna have to. And then we stopped for a little bit, and that's when I moved here too, with all my family stuff going on. I mean, I think I did tell you, like, my mom and dad got a divorce. It's really, really messy. I fell into depression real bad, and
you were in depression? Wow.
I was struggling really bad, and that whole, like, I think that 2022 was one of the most hardest year of my life, and nobody, I think, even noticed that, because what, this is Nishta, like, Nishta's always happy.
Just a little bit of knowing you, you seem very upbeat.
I just don't let my mental health control my whole life. You know, it shouldn't be the one controlling you that much, because I'm working on it. I'm getting help, and that's what matters.
That's very much. Yes.
We're gonna go back to that. But when whole 2022, like, I moved here, and we kind of stopped because we were still researching for products that we want to sell to our customers. We still wanted, we wanted to create a product that people can wear from generation to generation. And it doesn't have to be gold, because not everyone can afford gold, but every woman and men and gays and lesbians, they have to, like, we want to make them feel pretty. They deserve to feel
I think
pretty.
There's something better than that. I mean, and then making, like, heirlooms that people pass down. I think that's
our target, and that's why we're working on it. And all of these are tarnish free, because we get the most amazing products now. It's a little bit on the expensive side, because before we used to sell it for $2, now we sell it for $6. Of course, it's gonna be like, oh my god, like, I thought you guys were supposed to be cheap. I know a lot of people have felt that, but we have gotten so much love and so much support ever since we rebranded again, reopened again. There's so many customers that's just like, oh my god, like, there's so much love. I just can't believe that some people are actually wearing the designs that me and Prakriti chose. And the one that we actually created. And the one that we thought it was really like, oh my god, this is so pretty. And I can't believe that somebody else, a girl over there, a woman over there, also, like, believes that is pretty. So, like, the pretty that I'm seeing is a pretty for him and her too. And I just love it. I just love this, and I can't wait for it to come to States, because I'm trying my best to, like, make sure that I can sell it in the States too. Because, like, I feel like people should know. Like, that's
so. After design, how do you go to production?
Well, it's because the production in Nepal is very cheap. And my Prakriti's, like, our biggest dream, our biggest goal is, I think I told you when I met you, was to employ women.
Yes, you did.
So we just want to make sure, like, we're not really big enough right now, but we're working on being really big. I love my dad. He's my best, like, supporter. So he's helping us do that too. Is we want to employ women that has been a victim, maybe of domestic violence, have been victim of abuse, you know, been addicts before and wants to change their life. You know, we want to create a safe space, a safe working space where they feel like they have something to look up to. They have something to look up to. They have money, so that none of their children go to bed hungry. And that's our biggest thing. And that's how we're going to produce. Because all the raw materials and this and that, like, everything, we know where it comes from. You know, we have our things. We just need labor to, like, you know, work on it. And we just don't want to, like, you know, of course, I know it's jewelry making. It's not like everybody can do it.
Right.
It just needs skills.
Right.
But if you can provide skills to these women,
yes,
they don't, like, our goal is if they can learn something from our company and make it on their own and start their own thing, do it. Yeah. Like, I want you to be independent. I want you to live your life, the way that you want to, and awesome. If I can make a difference, if my best friend can make a difference, if my company can make a difference, go for it.
Awesome. I love your passion.
I love it.
And plus, positivity ripple going forward, because when they can do it, then they can, it just keeps on.
Exactly. And that's our whole goal, because we really want to employ older women.
Okay.
Women, they in Nepal, because unfortunately Nepal is a very male dominant society.
Okay.
It's improving. I'm not lying. It's improving. It's developing. There's so many Nepali women that have, like, broke the cage and done so much amazing things.
Okay. Very good.
But at the same time, there's still some women, they're just sitting at home because they just kind of lost their ambition in time of, like, taking care of their children. They got married really young, or they can't do anything about it because they're not educated enough, or they don't have, like, that energy to go to work, like, do hard labor, and they're just stuck in there. So if I can just provide them with a little bit of hope that, hey, I have this company, you can work on it, you can literally learn the skills, make me, like, my jewelry,
right,
and make you good, decent money. I will, like, pay you, and I'm not gonna underpay you or anything.
Right.
We will pay you. We will make sure that your children will give, like, I've noticed most of the women, the reason why they are in an abusive relationship or in a really bad position in life is because they have children that they have to worry about. Because mothers and women are the most selfless human beings on earth.
Yes.
So they can literally let themselves go through everything just to make sure their children.
Yeah,
so I feel like if there's a way that I can show them that their children can have a safe future and have a good future, they can get out,
So when you were growing up, what were your dreams? I always ask that on the Dreamcatcher podcast. What did you envision yourself when you grew up?
I wanted to be a cardiologist.
Okay. So is that still a thing? Okay. That's cool. That's.
I mean, it's still gonna be a doctor, but just not the cardiologist. I'm just gonna go on from that.
Okay, I think that is awesome. So you have such passion. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I mean, I can see you in 5 years.
Okay, you tell me. Where do you see?
I'm a public speaker. I mean, maybe into government.
Government's not gonna accept me because I'm brown.
Oh, come on! You're gonna change that.
Just kidding. Donald Trump, please don't. Please don't come for me.
I could see you being up in front of a lot of people.
Humanitarian law.
I could see you doing that. Yeah. Really?
Yeah, global health and infectious disease with humanitarian law.
So you would be in front of them.
I will be.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going in public health, so I will be literally yelling at people to make sure that they're like, wash your hands.
Yes, so important. So, oh my gosh. So, where would that be located when you do that?
I don't know. Like, that's what it said, Hawaii.
You can be located wherever you want then. I didn't know if okay.
Because it's global health.
Okay. So, global health, is there like an organization or what is that?
It's, I can be partnered with NGOs, INGOs, like something like UNO.
Okay.
United Nations
Okay.
organization. There are so many, like, let me give you an example closer. Do you know the Two Rivers Public Health?
Oh, yes.
Kearney?
Yes.
Something like that.
Really? Okay.
If I go into emergency preparedness, I can work in, like, a research. I can work in so many different companies.
Okay.
Public health has so many options, and
good.
Public health is everywhere. If you think about it, it's in water, it's in nutrition, it's in your population, it's in your environment, it's everywhere. Because everything can lead to you having a disease.
True.
You literally have no clue. Public health is if you get into an accident and you break a leg, you're gonna go to a doctor to get the treatment for that immediate treatment.
Right.
Public health, from that perspective, is finding out how you broke your leg. Okay. How did you get an accident? Is it because you're blind? Is it because the road's not constructed right? Is it because you were drinking and driving.
Right.
Like, it's all strategies and statistics about diseases or just in general, like people's and accidents and stuff. So it's not an immediate care, it's preventive. True. So we live by prevention is better than cure.
Oh, yes,
so that's why public health is everywhere. If you see it, it's everywhere.
True. That's interesting. I never thought of it that way either. That's really
interesting. Like how these buildings are made.
Right.
Also part of public health, because have you made it in a safer space?
Right.
How you make sure if there's a earthquake coming in, do you think this building's going to collapse? If it does, how did it collapse? Like every single thing.
It's true. It really does have a lot of tangents there. So, my gosh. So I still see you in front of people. Have you ever thought about doing a TEDx talk?
I should do it.
You would be great at that.
I should.
I just keep seeing you in front of a lot of people. A lot of people.
Well, okay, I am a really good MC.
I can believe that.
I've been emceeing ever since I was a kid. Like all my teachers, whenever I was in school, they always like whoever had to like speak up in the front of the stage. They're like, "Nishta, come here."
I'm
like, yeah, okay.
So that doesn't bother you then?
No.
I guess it wouldn't.
No. I love emceeing. Like I've hosted. That scared me.
Yeah, me too.
I've hosted in front of a lot of people. It was, I think, recently in November, I went to Omaha. Okay. It was for a Nepalese society. Like, I think it's Nepalese society. Nebraska Nepalese society. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't even speak. They had their, like, annual function, and there were, like, so many celebrities that came, and I was just there on the stage, like, having fun. It was like, I love talking, and I have fun on the stage. I love like, talking. Like, I don't know. It's just like my biggest goal was to always talk in United Nations General Assembly.
I definitely see you doing that.
I even like present when I was a kid. I even presented like a whole speech to my dad, and my dad was like, I don't know how to do this, but I'm sure you're gonna do this, And like I used to talk about human rights and women's rights and this and that, But I think at this point, I just want to yap in front of people and just talk about it.
And that's the fact that you're comfortable, because so many people aren't comfortable with doing that.
I think it's just practice.
Yeah, I think so too. Mm-hmm. Kind of, you look back to the first podcast I did, and the first year was like, yeah.
So how are you?
It was. Okay, we'll edit that dead space out. But it is like anything. But it is a gift, I think, that you're so comfortable doing that, because some people just, I think they care too much what the audience is thinking, and it's like there's always going to be somebody that's going to think this and that, and you kind of just have to get above that. But you ever thought about writing a book?
Yes.
I could guess that too.
Yes. I was gonna write about my own life.
Okay.
I feel like my life is a reality show.
So. Hey, that's cool. So do you have a title for it?
I don't know. A Day in a Life with Nishta.
Okay, that works. No, have you ever thought about doing a podcast?
Well, a lot of people do tell me that I should do my own podcast.
You'd be good at it.
Wrong. But I don't know. Maybe next time I have my own podcast and I invite you as a guest.
I would be honored. I would definitely be honored. So, because you would be good. You would be very good at it. But I think anything you set out to do, you do. So,
you're hyping me up too much.
No, but even if you're not good at it to begin with, I just think that you work at it until you really, are. And
that's one thing. I might just not learn right away.
Well,
but if I do, I have to know everything. I'm like Miss Know It All, and I just don't like that about myself. But I have to. I'm the oldest kid. I'm the oldest sibling.
Yep.
I have to know it all.
Yeah, I think that goes with being the oldest sibling. So my sister would probably agree with that, because I'm the oldest of the two of us, and I'm pretty sure, definitely when we were younger, she thought that. So. So do you get to see your sibling very often?
Not anymore, because I live here. But she's gonna come back in 2026.
Good.
Because she's gonna start her schooling, which is perfect. So I'm gonna be with my sister here.
Cool.
I love that for me.
Cool. So what do you do in your free time? Do you have any other hobbies or anything else pursue?
I love cooking.
Okay.
You should definitely try my chicken and rice.
Really? Okay. Cool.
Like you and your wife, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. And I love cleaning.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm such a woman. I have to clean my apartment. It has to be a certain way. I'm not OCD, I promise, but it has to be clean, and I can't work in a dirty apartment. It will literally break me down, and I have to clean my apartment. And my free time, I don't know. I'm just making jewelry,
Okay.
working on my business,
that.
and of course working and studying.
It takes a lot of time. Yeah, a lot of time.
A lot of time, and I think I'm just napping most of the time. You'll just catch me sleeping.
Well, got to do that so you can do the rest. So if people want to buy your jewelry, how are they able to do that?
Well, for now, I do just have an Instagram.
Okay.
I'm going to get a shipment shipped to US. I don't know how long it's gonna take because it's coming from Nepal.
Yeah, I imagine it has to go through. Yeah.
So for now, I mean, you can definitely just text the Instagram. We don't have a website yet because there's like over 600 products that we need to put in the website. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a day.
Yeah, that's a lot of products. Wow.
And we're just starting up. So like I do have like a lot of shipments that are coming in here. So if people want, they can definitely just reach out to me, or they can just go to wabisabi_NP, which is an Instagram account, or just go to mine, which is Nishta with double A and Lamsal. NISTHAALAMSAL.
Okay, and we can share those in the show notes too.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Awesome. And then they can just like ask me like what's available, and I can just show them what's available.
Okay, very cool. So in 5 to 10 years, Hawaii, where do you envision?
Probably Hawaii or Middle East. I swear. Okay. I love the Middle East. I've been to UAE, and I've also been to Doha. Technically. And it's so fun. Like that.
Really?
Place, like it's so nice, and I love that, and I feel like I would just live there. I should just find myself a rich Arab guy.
There you go.
And just just live that princess Arabic life. No.
That could be all right, I think. So
I don't know.
I need to ask you about travel stuff too. Yeah. I mean, I still want to go to where you grew up.
You should definitely go. You're gonna love it. Knowing you so far, I feel like you'll actually love it. You can do podcasts with people on there, like just bring your mic and be like, "Hey, how do you feel about Nepal?" Like there are so many people who do that. And
that would be so cool. That would be my dream.
Exactly. So. And there would be so many people wanting to talk to you. Like Nepalese are really amazing.
Really? Okay.
Most welcoming, most amazing people you'll ever find. They love having people over. We love feeding our tourists. Literally go there, they're gonna be like, "Hey, come here, like drink this, eat this, try this."
Oh, that's definitely got to go to the top of our list. Yeah. I mean, gosh, that sounds so cool. So
they're so nice. Like you will see us, you would see. I'm not saying anything wrong about any country, but you know how you'll think that, oh my God, Nepal is a Hindu country. They're never gonna accept anybody. We're the most diverse country you'll ever see.
Really?
You know, there will literally. I grew up celebrating Eid. I grew up celebrating Christmas. I grew up celebrating Buddha Jayanti. I celebrated my own. So I'm Hindu. But I've celebrated.
So you just celebrated?
Yes.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, we just want to party at this point. We just need us Nepalese. Like, we just want to party.
I definitely.
We don't even need an excuse. They're like, oh, Christmas. Even at our school, they tell us about like how Christmas is celebrated. Right. You know, there are a lot of Buddhists. We learn about Gautam Buddha. We're Hindus. We learn about Dasai Tihar. It's the most diverse. Like you will literally find everybody doing everything there. You'll see, and
that sounds wonderful.
It's so diverse, and I feel like that's how every people should be in the world. Because Amen. I'm so done with people fighting over religious stuff.
Me too.
It's the same concept.
It is.
It's just different paths, but it's leading to the same destination. But I'm just like, okay, whatever. I can't change how people think. But in Nepal, you'll never catch somebody fighting over religious differences.
Wow.
You will never catch anybody fighting over like, oh my God, you're Hindu, I'm Muslim, I don't like you. Never. You will find everybody sitting together in the same place, eating off the same plate. And
very cool.
That's how it is. I mean, I know there are still so many other stuff that we need to work on, like the caste system and this and that.
Yeah.
Which is still there, but we have developed and we've grown so much.
Good.
But as a small country, like I'm telling you, you should definitely go to Nepal. You will absolutely love it.
I can tell already I would. So, and I still think head the United Nations. I can see you doing that.
That's what I think too.
I mean, I can see
manifesting it.
Yeah, I think you will manifest it. So.
I think so too, because I mean, I do know I'm confident enough to talk. You know, I'm confident enough to like get what I want with people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I don't want to be overconfident. I don't want to be a big
I understand
head.
that.
Like,
too.
I still want to be humble enough to be like, hey, Nishta, you really need to work hard, because I feel like there's always someone better than me. There's always someone who knows better than me, who does better than me, who has been through better than me. So obviously, I can't just be like, oh, I'm the best. Like, I never say I'm the best.
It's good to stay humble. It's true. But I still could see you doing that. I could see you. I can envision you right now in front of all the nations. So, instead of,
thanks for hyping me
and
up.
it's just like, get over it. We're all going to get together. So, that would be such a gift to the world if you could do that. I mean, there's so much fighting, that's for sure. And so, before we end the podcast, anything else you'd like to share with the guests?
I don't really know. I have literally told you everything.
Okay.
But I wanted to ask you.
Okay, cool.
Like, I was like, okay, you're asking me.
Okay.
You know how you talk about what do you want it to be when you were a kid, and what do you want it? What did you?
I wanted to be a weatherman.
Definitely see why you would say that.
I did. I thought I was gonna be. Yes, I even as a kid I would have maps up there and stuff.
Oh my god! Yes.
And in fact, I had a gal that I grew up with, and she's like, "You didn't become a weatherman." It's like, I did not.
You're like, whoops. What did you end up doing?
Actually, did restaurant management. I went with the money thing.
Okay.
And got down to Dallas, Texas for a while, and did that for a while. It was 100-hour weeks, and it was just like I was with a chain.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, my life is so much worth more than that.
Yes.
100%. And then my dad. I grew up on a farm, so I came back and farmed with my dad, and for a while, and then after that, I got to the point where he wanted to move. My mom and him wanted to move to Colorado. And I didn't know if I really wanted to continue on with that. So I became a handyman. There was so many little jobs that weren't getting done because, contractors do the big ones.
Yeah.
And 100%. They didn't. And so I did that. And at the top, I had 150 clients and that's what got podcasting started, because my clientele was, they were elderly, because a lot of the stuff they couldn't do. And it's kind of when I started drinking coffee too, because they would always have coffee. We'd always have to have coffee and stuff. And I would like, can you change the light bulb? Change the light bulb. And then the rest of the time I would be just talking with them. And it's like, well, we're going to pay you for this. It's like, okay, I like this. I can have coffee. And usually, I had this one sweet lady. She asked me to come in and work. I don't remember what she wanted me to do. And she says, I'm making a cake for you when you get here. And which was good. And then when I had the cake, and then she put it on a plate for someone to take home. Yeah. And she put it on a paper plate initially. And then after that, she's like, took it off and put it on one of her nicer plates. And she's like, now you get to come back and talk to me. And it's like, I'm really honored.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
It was. I had except for really 2 people out of the whole years I did it. It was so cool. It was very cool. And then I had a friend in California, Crystal, who's like, you talk quite a bit. She says, have you thought about doing a podcast? It's like, I can tell you I have never thought about doing that. She's had a podcast. In fact, she does a podcast out in Fresno. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I guess I will try that.
You're like, okay, let's
I never thought about that. And then it's just like, I kind of like this. And the longer I've done it, I love it now. I look forward to doing it.
I can definitely see it.
I just talking to people around the world, and just it's awesome. I feel like I'm in flow. I'm right where to.
So should I take the credit to be the first Nepali on your podcast?
Yes. Yes. And thank you for joining us on the podcast. I look forward to watching your journey. Your journey is.
Now I'm like, I feel pressured now.
Nah.
I feel like because I'm the oldest, I've always had this. This is so sad, and I feel like a lot of older siblings can't understand. It's just like they have so much expectations. Oh
that is true too.
God.
Yeah.
My dad and my mom, like everyone, when they got separated too, I was the one who had to be in the middle, and I'm like, okay, Nishta's mental health is like down there, but they relate, like your parents also relate on you so much just because they see themselves in you, because they're like, you're their firstborn. Like you can't, like, I'm sorry to all the younger ones, but your first bond, like you have that bond with that parents.
True.
Because your parents didn't raise you. Their parents just had you. They raised the younger one,
right?
Because you're an experiment here.
True, yes.
Okay,
Well,
I was an experiment. And they're like, oh, trial and error. And then with my younger sibling, they're like, okay, so can't do that because that happened with that one over there. So mess that one over, but can't do this for him. Like, you know, so I'm like, I'm a trial and error, but like I've always been so good in academics. I used to do sports too, you know, so I used to do a lot of stuff. So, oh my God, my pressure, and I think now I really need to blame my parents that now I can't work if I'm not stressed. If somebody doesn't pressure me, I just can't. And I think that's why I like the work that I chose is just so perfect. I'm like, oh my God, it's a lot of pressure.
No. You thought about it being a comedian too. I mean, I just when you made me laugh there, and it's like I can see you doing that. You kind of just never thought of that.
Never thought. I don't think I'm funny. Okay, I think I'm just really just yapping, and I'm just. Like,
it is fun. You do it so just you laugh, and you just you seem very at ease at doing it.
No, it's just like what I've learned is like I've been through so much in life, honestly. Like you know, we can do another podcast about that. But
awesome.
If people want to know, like, what has Nishta been through? That should be a new thing.
Okay,
part 2.
Okay, we could definitely do a part 2. I would look forward to that. So,
and we've been like I've been through so much, and it just is like my coping mechanism has always been making fun of myself. Like, oh my God, you've been through that, you know. And I just learned how to cope with it, and now I just can't like. And people think that because I'm always laughing and I was chirpy and like always bubblish and like, dude, like this girl has nothing to worry about, and it's like. Well, I do. You don't know like the battles that I'm fighting.
That
you know,
true.
It's just I'm just very, very extroverted, and I open up fast, and I don't avoid my problems. I let my feelings feel.
That is good.
Because if you bottle it up too much, it's going to explode.
It will.
It will explode, and it will not be pretty. I can tell you that. No. Because feelings are supposed to be felt. It's not supposed to be bottled. I agree.
Yes. No, and it is to deal with them because eventually you're going to deal with them one way or the other.
Exactly.
It's better just to head on. You know?
Yeah, just feel it. Just literally feel it. I tell that to every single person I know. It's like, okay, maybe you can't tell it to everybody, but with me, if you're talking to me, just if you think you're not feeling good, just tell me. You know, you have to start feeling your feelings, or else you're gonna be depressed, and that's how it starts, and that's how all the addiction starts. Because when I did tell you about working in a rehab, right?
Yes.
And that's when the whole thing started. What I felt is people don't feel their feelings, and that's the reason why they go into addiction, because they just want to numb it. They just don't want to go through it. They just don't want to feel that.
Right.
And emotion shouldn't be controlling you that much.
No, that is
you need to let it out. Cry about it. Scream from the freaking cliff. Don't care. You want to break things, go to the rec room and then break break things. But you have to start feeling it, or else you're gonna you can't just avoid it.
You can't.
Avoiding it, literally, maybe not maybe and 1 or 2 times you're like, okay, yeah, whatever, it's fine. I avoid it. But eventually it's going to bottle it up, and you're going to be so numb and so depressed that you can't even feel. I've actually met someone from rehab. If you don't mind me,
you're
I
fine.
talk a lot, so if you want to end it, just let me know.
Nope, you're fine. This is awesome. So, no, I mean, this is great. If you want to continue, that's awesome too.
Yeah. So. It's just like when my friends, not my friends, sorry, when I was working in the rehab, this one girl, she was 52 years old.
Okay.
She's been in rehab for 12 years.
Oh, wow.
And you know why she's still in rehab? Because she doesn't have anybody if she gets out of there. So rehab is the only place that she can live.
No wonder she wants to stay there.
Yeah. And I know for sure that her cognitive health is declined because of addiction. And I was doing, because she seemed like a really, really interesting woman. Okay, she's so funny. She's so nice. Oh my God, I miss her every single day, honestly. She is, I miss her. I still send her stuff, you know, here and there. She doesn't have her family. She doesn't have she does have her family, but her family doesn't want to do anything with her, which is really
wow.
sad. She got into alcoholism. She became an alcoholic, and she did a lot of messed up stuff. But so I was reading her history and how she got into that, and the things that she had told the therapist, and she had never opened up. Like, she has never opened up. Wow. Like, she's always tried to be like, okay, yeah, whatever, I don't want to talk about it.
Wow.
The therapist and the psychiatrist would be like, hey, how are you feeling? She goes, I'm good. I'm fine. She has concealed her feelings so much to the point that she just can't feel it anymore. And that's how she got into alcoholism. And that's how she became an alcoholic, because in her head, it was just like, okay, alcohol is going to make me feel better. I don't need anything else. I just need a bottle. And when she got into rehab, she never opened up because she just could not, because she's been concealing it for so long. It would be tough, I bet. Like, you can tell, like, she does not, and that's the biggest issue, and that's the reason why she was there for such a long time. She forgot about alcohol. She forgot about smoking. She's done, but she can't feel. She literally cannot feel. And that's why her cognitive thinking, like, her cognitive health declined, because, like, she could not feel stuff. Wow. Because she's like, and I feel so bad when I was reading that. I was like, it was so simple. It could have been avoided. If only somebody was there to tell her to feel stuff. To tell her to let her emotions out. It would have been so much easier, and she wouldn't be living the life that she was living. And that's why I tell people all the time, you don't know how much difference that you're making in somebody's life. True. Until you realize that the smallest little thing that you ignored was the biggest thing that people can ever have gotten from you. True. If you can just be nice to someone, you're already doing a really good thing, and you're already contributing.
I agree. Yeah, you never know how, saying hello or just a smile, how much it can affect somebody, that's going through something like that.
Exactly. It's so sad.
It is.
And I have so much, stories that I working in that rehab opened my eyes about living my life, because we as humans have so much to complain about, like, my God, we don't have this, don't have that, that. We often forget to acknowledge and be grateful for the things that we have. And you must have heard it from everywhere, like, oh, be grateful, be grateful.
Oh, yes.
But it is true, though.
Yeah, it is.
Grateful doesn't mean like gratitude. Like, I'm not saying that, oh my God, pray like twice about, oh my God, I'm so grateful. Like, no, just a little gratitude that you can have for yourself in your heart.
Yep.
It just makes a really big difference.
It does.
It really does. And it just is so simple, and just
it is simple. Yeah, it really is.
It's really simple. I know like some of the times that people go through really hard battles in life, and people really fall into addiction, and that's why I'm a biggest advocate for mental health, because if you have that help, you will not fall. Because I'm the example. When I've been through very, very tough time in my life, I had my friend, my best friend, I had my dad, I had my sister, and I think if it wasn't for them, maybe, just maybe, and I had self-control, I'm not gonna lie, it takes a lot too, having a self-control. If it wasn't for that, I may have fallen into addiction too. I've never ever like smoked, never even touched drugs, like I've never done those. Alcohol, a little bit. I drink here and there, like espresso martinis, love that. And mojitos.
Those are good.
Love those. But never done that, and that's why I encourage everybody, just be there. Just be there. Just sit down. You don't even have to talk. This person's crying. Just sit down.
Hold space for them.
Exactly. It's just, I'm like, oh my God, guys, it's not.
Yeah, and there's so much in this country, especially. I don't know about the rest of the world, but mental health is so overlooked. It's just pushed aside. And
they're always think like it's like, oh my God, like stop overreacting. I'm like, well, maybe in your head, the problems that you think might not be as small as you think for that other person.
True. Very
you
true.
think it's so small. You're like, oh my God, like, Nishta, why are you overreacting? Like, it's so small thing. Like, get over yourself. Like, it might not be as small as you think it is for me.
Right.
Because I'm going through it. Someone's like, yeah, some people are dying in hunger. Like, why are you crying over your parents' divorce? Well, because that was like the hardest thing I've been through.
Exactly.
And
yes.
you can't compare my pain to somebody else's pain. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of like situation, yes, this person has more stuff that they lost than me, but it doesn't mean that my feelings are not valid. It doesn't mean that whatever I'm feeling is not like valid.
Exactly.
So it's just, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. No, just be kind. Just because everybody's going through something.
Everybody's going through something.
We just need to be more compassionate and just
Okay.
a lot of that. So, but well, I think Nisha, thank you for joining me on the Dreamcatcher podcast. I look forward to part 2.
We should.
So
you should definitely ask your audience. Be like, do you want to know what Nisha's been through?
Yes. Do you want to know? Yes. So I have a feeling they will. I have no doubt. So, but well, like I said, I'm looking forward to watching your journey. Your journey's already been awesome.
Thank you.
And
I think you're just hyping me up too much, but thank you.
No, you were awesome. So, but I'm going to end the podcast on that. And thanks again for joining me, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, guys.